Okay, welcome to Team Call Tuesday. Cami is my co-speaker because, of course, when I speak, she gets going. Sorry for the technical difficulties. If you're having to watch the recording because I deleted the Zoom link and you couldn't get it, I apologize. So announcements going on. We're in quarantine, so yay. This is our lives, a lot of hustling. Really, we have team calls all week on Tuesday, or all month on Tuesdays, and then on the 18th is like a live Super Saturday because obviously all those events are canceled. And so I know Brenna, her ideas were rolling about like doing some kind of like group and having fun with it. So I don't know the deets on that. She's super jazzed. I'm excited for whatever she has planned. It will be really fun. Besides that, I don't really have anything. Yeah, besides that, we are planning, as we plan our month, getting ready to enter qualification on April 30th. As new diamonds pop, as we then go into, whatever my goal is for us to enter 7-star qualification, which is big and huge and scary. So when April 30th comes, like as that approaches, if I'm like, hey, are you active? Like, what's going on? Sponsorship drill down. You want to be in your stuff. You want to see if your coaches are active. Are you active? All those things. So just know that that's coming down the pipeline. Besides that, I don't really have anything other than to talk about coaching. Sorry, I'm rushing because I feel frazzled. But I do have slides tonight because this is a topic that I know everyone avoids. Like, everyone avoids this. It's like such a double-edged sword kind of a thing. It's like you don't want I don't know, because I know I did it too. I like just wanted and hoped that like people would come to me because I looked like I was having so much fun, or they would just feel my passion, my excitement for my posts, and just be like, oh my god, I totally want to sign up with her. But if like on a general grand scheme of things, if you post a picture of your kids, 1 million people will like it and comment or whatever, right? And they're just like, oh my god, that's so great. If you post a picture of you working out with a call to action, some people will comment and like, maybe not saying, oh yes, like give me the deets, but maybe they'll say like, you rock, keep going. If you post a call to action about coaching, very few people. So that's like the funnel, okay? So I just want to put it out there for everyone that when you're doing call to action specifically about coaching, specifically about a challenge group, and you feel like, why am I getting so few people commenting? I almost never get people through a call to action. I think I still do them. I still think they're absolutely vital to water the seeds that you have planted. But just to put that out there before I even start, that social media and call to action and telling your story is just watering the seeds. But if you don't plant the seeds in your DMs, you are watering a seedless crop. Do you understand? Unless like the wind accidentally blows a seed onto it and you're watering it without realizing it, you can't wait for that. You are a CEO business owner, and so you have to be inviting to coach it in your DM. So let me share my screen, and I have slides. I'm like extra tonight. Excuse me. No. Okay, this is the last slide. So don't everyone close your eyes. This is like the end of it. Close your eyes. Okay, you may open them. Okay. Okay, so presenting the coaching opportunity. Now we have the diamond internship going on. So obviously we're talking a lot about coaching, the requirements for the girls who are in that diamond internship, like they have to do business, like fitness invites and business invites, and that's tracked, to kind of show that like, hey, if you want to grow a team, like you have to invite to your team. And one of the call that we did last night was talking about just kind of like the benefits. So those of you who are in that call, this is kind of dominoing off of that, but then also I'm going to provide some of that information again, not in detail, but just ultimately, you guys, if you have big goals of any kind, like if your goals are more income driven or impact driven, both amazing, both incredible, both require a team. So yeah, just want to put that out there. Okay, so tonight, just to honor everyone's time and so you understand what you're going to get from this call, I'm going to go over who benefits from the coaching opportunity, squishing that limiting belief about you growing a team, what to say in the DMs, what to say on your social, and 2 scenarios of coaches. Okay, so who benefits from the coaching opportunity? The answer is everybody. So I was actually talking about this with someone last week, but a lot of times we feel like in a sales transaction that just naturally, and I think because we're really like big-hearted, we feel like there is a win-lose situation. Like when somebody buys something, because you're getting a commission, that means they're losing. That's kind of where our big heart mind, like we kind of think almost cynically, you know, like, well, if I'm gaining something, that means it's being taken from someone and losing something. No, you guys, in the transaction of somebody buying a challenge pack, whether becoming a customer or a coach, it is a win-win. The Beachbody coaching opportunity, Team Beachbody, has been set up so that instead of the profits all going to Beachbody, they are splitting them with us. That is awesome. That's awesome. They, the customer and the coach, is getting an incredible product that we love and use all the time. If you weren't using it all the time, then you probably wouldn't be selling challenge packs. So I can't see my slides because I can see everybody. So with coaches, like, do you want to sign up coaches? Now, yes. Now, here is the reason in regards to like them. What are they getting from the coaching opportunity? Just on a fitness-based level, when you get to sign somebody up, it is statistically more likely that they will stay on their Shakeology and buy more products. So if we are wanting to change lives, not necessarily like, we're not going into this like, oh my God, I need 1 million transactions. I need 1 million transformations. We're here to change lives. And if we want them to change lives, then they need to stay on their Shakeology. If they're going to stay on their Shakeology, it is, it's not fair to them if you don't tell them that they can save 25% off. Like that's not fair. They can choose not to, but really, why would you not offer that? And I even offer it at the purchase time. You know, I let them know that, hey, you can save 25%. And, you know, sometimes it takes a few times of them spending more to then be like, oh, okay, I want the discount. It's on them, and that's totally fine. I'm not going to like force them. But when you sign discount coaches, especially in the beginning, you have the ability to go Emerald. Emerald is 2 coaches, 1 coach on each side, and that opens you up to residual income. So Beachbody is paying you to get cycle bonuses off of your discount coaches. So it's just not commission, it's just change. And so, Kimmy, in or out? In or out? Every time I'm like, I don't care if you're in here, just in or out. So having coaches increases your rank and then that ability to have residual income. So back to the beginning, if you want to grow a business that impacts your family in a large way, you need a team. You are not going to be slinging challenge packs for the next like 20 years. If you see coaches with incredible income transformations, it's not from commission. They are getting people in love with the products so that, one, they either just stay on them and like rock their own journey, or they become a coach and then create more volume, which then creates more residual income for you through team cycle bonuses and leads. Like you guys who made Success Club last month and are Emerald coaches How many leads did you get? I can tell you that I've gotten probably close to 20. Rachel got 6. Now, a lead is someone, so when Carl said, hey, 97,000 people went to Beachbody On Demand and signed up. So every one of those people were assigned to coaches. Now, I will be honest, most leads don't answer me. Like, very few of them answer me. However, if they start buying products after the initial purchase, then you do get income from that. So that's free money, free leads. And I have had people who've come in into a challenge pack, or into a challenge group from a lead. So that's free. That's kind of free stuff. So who benefits from coaching? Everybody. Everybody. Now, here's the huge thing that most people will say, well, I can't grow a team because I don't know what to do yet. Or I don't know because I don't know what, or you're having your own insecurities about the business and your ability to do this. And so you think, well, I can't invite, I don't know what I'm doing. I just started, or I haven't done this. You're putting some kind of expectation out there. Like, I haven't made blank income. I haven't had this many pounds of a weight loss. I haven't grown my team to X, Y, or I'm not emerald. I'm not diamond. People instantly, including myself for a long time, I put these limitations in my head. And I thought I couldn't invite to a team until I had a team. Well, that's backwards, because if you never invite to a team, you're never going to have a team to invite to a team. Do you see how that's a cycle? So what you have to do is you have to visualize right now. This picture from last year at Summit, I visualized for 2 years. Me and Brenna went. Like, we went to 2 summits by ourselves with Wes, and we visualized having the team there. And then I went and I just started inviting the people I would want to stand next to me at Summit and take this picture, or who I envisioned being on these team calls, or who I envisioned doing life with like right now, what I'm visualizing is the Diamond Retreat that I will host. Tentative dates because the world is on lockdown, but that I will host. I'm visualizing that. I am visualizing being by a pool, like treating everyone. Like, that is the thing that gets me up. And so then you start inviting to the people who you'd want to attend that. And also, don't transfer your insecurities about this business onto other people, because everyone's business is their own. And so just because you feel you haven't done X, Y, or Z, that really means nothing to your coach, because your coach can come in and do better than you. This is not a pyramid scheme. I am not the top of the leaderboard automatically. So if I signed up a coach and they wanted to come in and hit SC 50, if they wanted to rank advance faster, they absolutely can. So all we're doing, just like a fitness program, is saying, hey, I'm going to stand beside you and do this with you, but your success is built on you, and lean on the success of other people. So in the beginning, when you're like, well, I haven't done X, Y, or Z, 2 things you need to do. The first thing you need to do is look at others, and not in a comparison way, but just in a factual way. Has this happened for someone else? Has someone in the world hit SC 50? Yes? Okay, that means it's possible. Then you need to switch your insecurities and start making a book of proof. So instead of thinking, oh my gosh, I haven't done this, think of what you have done as a coach and as a leader. Have you posted? Have you signed anyone up? Have you made Success Club? Have you almost made Success Club? Have you gotten on team calls? Have you do you feel fulfilled? Have you stuck to your health and fitness goal like you have never done before? That is a book of proof. And that says, I can help someone else do the same. What is that? Okay, so now you're going to invite to coaching. And a lot of times people say, or ask me, what do I say? And so all I would say is keep it simple. and act like they're in front of you. I can't see the chat or anybody's face anymore. So someone text me, I guess, if like something is wonky happening. I had to minimize it so I could see my text. But act as if they're in front of you. And I literally say, this is a message I sent actually last night. This was a coaching invite I sent last night. But I basically say, like, have you ever thought about coaching like I do? Now, this is different, right? Like if I'm presenting the discount, I'm presenting that to like challengers, or like when someone is signing up as a challenger, or like when someone's an active challenger and I'm like, hey, like, do you want to get the discount? Like, it's kind of silly. Or you're rocking it. Do you want to do what I do as a coach? Either way, keep it simple. Most of the time people say, no, I've never thought about it. Or, well, I thought about it, but usually they give a long list of why they couldn't be. Like, well, I'm not super fit, or, well, I don't know how to be a salesperson, or and what she said today is that like she actually has thought about it, but she lives paycheck to paycheck, and I always feel like we're playing catch up. Now, to me, everything here is a reason why you should coach, but she doesn't know that yet because they don't understand the possibility of this business. And why would they? They're not in it yet. So it's my job to show them the possibility. Really quick, who do I invite? So I invite anybody who I would want standing next to me in the Diamond Retreat. Now, just to throw in that gentle reminder of your Success Club tracker, that right here, it says initiate connections, initiate connections, initiate connections. I'm going to keep saying it because if you feel like you don't have people to invite, it's because you're not initiating enough connections. Initiating connections is the easiest thing to do. I'm not saying that like I love sometimes sending like a, like, hey, how are you doing? It feels kind of, awkward sometimes. And I know Brenna will totally disagree because she's like, invite's the easiest thing to do. I just mean, it's really easy to ask people, how are you? It's just not a, like an invite, yes or no, like, hey, information, not information, like that feels really goal oriented. But seriously, like commenting on people's stories and just saying, hi, how are you? How are you doing under this quarantine lockdown? Like, what state are you in? Like, what's going on? It's easy. Like, there's no pressure there is more what I mean. It's light. There's no pressure. It's just asking people how they're doing. And then the people who want to talk to you are going to talk to you. Also, the people who are watching your stories on repeat, the people who are liking your stuff and commenting on your stuff. If you are liking and commenting on my stuff all the time, I will send you an invite. I'm going to also try to talk to you, but I'll send you an invite either way. But I am very heavy on the initiating connections right now. So I'm spending a huge chunk of time. I'm going down my Success Club tracker list one time. And then if I have extra time, I'm going back and heavy initiating connections, especially in a time like this. So that's who I invite. And then I keep it super simple. I'm not going to show you like an entire flow of conversations because every conversation about coaching is different. There is no script that is going to take you from A to B, or from A to Z, like, and this is how you sign up a coach. No, everybody has their own like questions and concerns. I suggest if you can get on the phone with them. And guys, what do we do as coaches? Like, seriously, what do we do as coaches? We work on ourselves, we help other people do the same, and we host accountability groups for fitness and coaching to help get results in those things. That is what we do. Do not overcomplicate it. We drink a shake, we push play, we love on people, we motivate them, we invite them to do the same. So that is what we do. You can explain to people what we do and that they can do it too. So here is the thing. When people say, well, what do I say about coaching? How do I post? How do I create curiosity or whatever? If you are inviting in your DMs and you are getting objections, you directly have your content for your social media post. So great. She said she's living paycheck to paycheck. Boom. My story from today that I told was that I used the same words on purpose, not because I'm calling her out, because that was my story. I was a teacher. John worked restaurant or hotel management. Our paycheck didn't allow us to barely cover daycare, and no date nights, like no extra in debt, like paying off debt, nothing. So I told my story, and I answered her objection in a public post. Because if one person gives you that objection, 25 people have the same. So you're killing more birds with one stone. But also think of this. So that is a lot of your content. Your content is going to be, hold on. I can't. Your content is going to be, what I encourage your content to be is the conversations that you're having in private, bring them public. Now, please don't say, hey, Rachel told me that she can't sign up because she's living paycheck to paycheck, and here's my answer to that. No, no, no. Especially if it was a similar objection that you had, like most of us, it's always like the big few. I don't know what to do, I don't have enough time, and I don't have enough money. So really, all of your posts are kind of like that. But answer how you overcame that objection, or how you overcome that objection, those kind of things. Now, also when talking about coaching, talk about where you were. Now, why do people sign up to be a coach? Now, I did kind of sign up for the money, because I wanted to be home with my kids, or Carter. I wanted to be home with Carter. And so it was money, but it wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, it was freedom. It was the desire for freedom, the desire for fun, the desire for consistency, the desire for community. That is going to be the thing that gets people to sign up way faster than, hey, I made $1 million, or hey, my paycheck was $5,000 this week. I promise you, that will be the thing that pulls them. I'm not saying that the income possibility isn't going to factor in, but if someone is going to think, I work full time, I have kids, I want to do this, if they think if it is in fact fun, if it is in fact full of women who are going to support them and love them and fill them up, that will get them to do it. Because a lot of people could do a lot of things for money that are not fun, like being an Uber driver, or not that you have like oodles of money in that, but I just mean for extra money. Or getting a side job, like a weekend job. Like I've been there even as a coach, like having to, in the summer serve and stuff like that. So where were you? Where are you now? And where are you going? So those are the three things that I've heard lots of coaches kind of reference, of sharing, like, where were you before? Oh, hey, Cannon with Oreo cookies. That sounds that's great. Where are you now? So the comparison of like, hey, I'm in control of my eating right now, or I'm feeling in control of my day, in control of my morning, in control of my mood. That is powerful. And where am I going? I want to be earning enough to bring my family to Disneyland, or to pay off our debt. You don't have to share your whole like personal information while still casting a vision. You want to build your own, dream home. Do you want to retire your husband? Whatever it is, start saying it. And I know that's super scary to call out the big things you want, but I promise it is more beneficial for you to do that. Now, you're calling out to the universe, I want these things. I'm going to do this with coaching. Here are my dreams. Here's what I want. I'm visualizing, oh my gosh, I can't wait till I have a team. Here, I'm going to stay at this kind of house. Would you want to stay at this kind of house, or do you want to stay at this kind of house? You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Or like when I pay for my family to go to Disneyland, do you think it's better to stay at the Disneyland park, or do you think it's better to stay like at another hotel? Cast that vision that like, hey, I'm working towards this and I'm going to do it. Now, it does not matter how long it takes you to get there, because you will have said you were going to do it all along. And celebrate your achievements along the way. Again, achievements mean being consistent in your own health and fitness workout program. So if you if you finish a program, I want you to celebrate it the same as if you were just called and told you were elite. If you make Success Club, blow yourself up. You know, we try to do that a lot on the team, and I do think we're good at it, but you get to say that about yourself. It's not cocky. It's saying that my business is growing. Are you going to come do this with me? And so, you know, again, just why someone signs up is not just the income. So you're saying what you're doing, how you're going to get there, you know, where you were, you know, just like the struggles, the tiniest thing, you know, the things that get us, that I'm trying to think of, and I can't see anyone's face. So this is so awkward. I'm just like talking to a screen. But a lot of the people who ended up coaching, like who I'm thinking who was on this call, you know, it was like they felt that they would take their own health and fitness journey accountability to a new level, and that if they could help people, great. You know, a story I tell often in posts is that, you know, when John said, well, what's the worst that can happen if you sign up as a coach? And the worst that could happen was that I would get a discount and get really healthy, and the best was that all of our dreams would come true. And you know what I mean? Like, there is no lose kind of a thing. But that doesn't mean in your post you can't say that you were scared or that you were hesitant or that you were worried. But you're telling the same stories. Like, your past in regards to where you were has already happened. So you're going to be telling the same stories over and over, but you can come at them with different angles and then handle different objections for different thoughts that you had. Okay, so here are, I like talked wicked effing fast. Wow. It's not like me. Okay, I guess it's like me to talk fast, but maybe not like me to go fast. So I came up with 2 scenarios as coaching. So scenario A, and I don't even know if I spelled scenario right, by the way, but a babe signs up and she speaks out to the universe that she wants to reach 6-star, or in 6 months, I'm going to be 1-star diamond. So she's talking about that. Like, and again, people don't really know what anything means. So when you go emerald, people are really jazzed for you. I mean, it's a huge accomplishment, but like, they don't know the difference between when you go emerald, diamonds, 10-star, 20-star. Like, they have no idea what it is. And that's okay. They don't need to know. All they need to know is that you are reaching goals and hitting milestones. So you're saying to the universe and to your social, to your spouse, to all the people, you are oozing that you are going to be 1-star in 6 months. She starts immediately inviting to coaching. So she's, hey, Brenna, hey, Rachel, hey, Rachie, hey, Danielle, you need to come do this with me. And they're like, no, I'm good. And you're like, okay, that's fine, because I'm going there. In 6 months, I will be 1-star. And so then publicly, she's showing up for the 6 months in her health and fitness. She's showing her fit camp. She's showing her coaches that are signing up. And who cares if they're just for the discount? Who cares if it's just for the discount? That is still a win, and she's showing that. And so then what happens is yes, in the beginning, anytime that you're pumping the well, at first, right, the well, remember, I always use this one, but in case somebody hasn't heard it, I'm going to explain it again. The well, the old school well where the pipe goes all the way down, and you have to sit there and pump. And at first, you're sweating, and all you're getting is tiny little droplets. So every little droplet is maybe one person signing up for success, or like a challenge pack, one person getting BOD, one person finishing 21-day fix. And then all of a sudden, you got a bunch of people finishing programs, sticking to it, signing up as discount coaches. Maybe you have one coach who decides to sign up. Hey, I think I want to do this coaching thing with you. Like, let's do it. All those droplets, and then they start to flood. And then people say, oh, she is really doing this. And you planted those seeds in, month 1. And every month you are watering those seeds with your posts, handling the objections, handling how you're doing it. Where were you? Where are you? Where are you going? Yes, baby. You're doing all of that. Then at the end, as you pump the well for longer, is when there will be more of a pop, an explosion. But if you start and stop, if you're not consistently inviting for coaching, if you're not consistently planting those seeds and watering those seeds, then whenever, Brenna always says it's a 3-month out business, like 3 to 6 months, what did you do 3 to 6 months ago? That doesn't mean that you can't make ish happen because you're going to pump the well harder. I'm just saying to help in the future is that when you're pumping, usually it's a pop. Like when I went 2-star, a lot of the coaches that got me into 2-star qualifications signed up at once. But that wasn't because I had just invited them for the first time that day. It was because I had been watering that seed. And I had been showing that this is where I'm going to go. All last year on my social media, I said, I'm going to be elite. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then I showed that evidence of, you know, here's my fit camp. Here's my coaches. And then when people came in, they were like, okay, she is serious. She is here. Now, here's scenario B. Babe signs up and says, now this is me. Okay, so this is like what I did. What I did 100%. So spoiler alert, I am scenario B in 2015, 16, 17, and a little bit of 18. Babe signs up, says when she knows more, she will invite to a team. I just have to do Coach University. I need to watch the National Wake Up Call. I'm a little bit behind. I have a bunch of team calls. I'm not really sure exactly like how to do that. So I'm going to watch a few training calls and then I'm going to invite to a team. But she's nervous because she really does want this to work because she's seen coaches, you know, reach some really big goals, take their kids to Disneyland, pay off debt, retire their husbands, buy a house. Stop. So months are going by and she's doing the things, you know, she's doing the things, she's reaching out, she's trying to get people into a challenge group. But, you know, I'm not really inviting because why would, you know, I don't really know how to like mentor a coach, but I'm not really learning how to mentor a coach because I have no coaches. Every day on my Success Club tracker, I can't follow up with any coaches because I've never invited any coaches. And then that goal, still the same goal of wanting to have some kind of, you know, income coming in 6 months, I'm going to start inviting, you know, 3 to 6 months in. And sometimes coaches then get impatient because, what, baby? Wake up. They become impatient because the results are not happening, but they didn't put the effort in. Now, on the Success Club tracker, the only one thing I don't like is that it says invite blank people to join a challenge group and or learn about coaching. You need to be doing both every single day. Now, when was the best? When was the best time to plant a tree? The answer to this is 20 years ago. When is the second best time to plant a tree? Right now. So if you're thinking, my gosh, I'm a little bit of scenario B girl, that's okay because you get to switch and be scenario A girl. If you have goals, if you want a team, if you want a large impact and income driven business, or producing business, then you have to have a team. And that's okay because you get to start right now. And if you feel like you haven't done this great, you are not starting at zero because you have had conversations with people. You've talked to people, you've shown up in your business, so you're not really starting at zero. I don't want it to feel dramatic, but you need to start now. I was told when I first signed up that you want to be talking to 3 to 5 people about coaching every single day, and you want to sign 4 coaches a month. That is your goal. I'm not embarrassed to tell you, because I'm honest about everything, that has not been the case. Probably like if I average things out, but I have bursts. And that's because my inviting goes in bursts and then that delay on that. So my goal is to become more consistent and to be having conversations about coaching, planting that, handling the objections, using them in my posts, and just becoming a well-oiled machine of people constantly coming on board. Consistency is everything. Now, that's scary. A lot of times people are like, oh my gosh, how in the heck am I supposed to talk to that many people? Again, this is not like, hey, what's your mother's maiden name and your social security number? Have you ever thought about coaching? No, It's a casual conversation. Like, oh my gosh, girl, like, I love your energy. We've been talking about kid stuff for forever. Like this, I love what I do as a coach. Like, have you ever thought about doing it too? You don't have to be salesy. You don't have to be ucky. You're leaning in on your story that this has impacted your life. Where were you? Where are you? Where are you going? You want them to be a part of it. Boom, that's it. I couldn't see anybody, so I was like desperately trying to like stop sharing. So does anybody have any questions? Okay, let me read the chat. Let me read the chat. Stop. My random life was taken off this week because my, genuine connections, just about like, probably today people were like, oh my God, I cleaned my cabinets too, Megan, you know, because she was cleaning her cabinets today. And that's what people talk about. Like people comment on my like kids potty training and things like that all the time when you're sharing all the things. Okay, do you do your connections and invite typically before your workouts? I'm creating a new schedule for me to work. Okay, let me get to that in a second. When you're feeling confidence, roll with it, but Sam often says the pre is hitting senses that it is true. Oh, you're answering that question. Sorry, playing catch up. Okay, thank you. I think I'm gonna start doing that before my workouts. Yep, accountability. I think a lot of people sign up for the accountability for their fitness, like a lot more than like we think of. I think because we think like, I don't know, that's just not one that I always think of initially. Yeah, so in regards to schedule, I would think what so there's something called income producing activities. It's like IPA, not the beer, something like that. I don't know. There's like an acronym in business, income producing activities. And it's fine. My husband is downstairs. It's fine though. It's fine. So you want to do your income producing activities immediately. So making a graphic or posting a cute Instagram story is not going to create income. So when you first wake up, I suggest you either do personal development, energize, workout, push play immediately, or I do personal development, open my tracker, start my list, and I just go down. I now use the app Sloth because Brittany Leggett's live action power hour from the Beachbody Champions page, that's what she used. And I was like, oh, this is great. I love it. And I have two lists that I can import into my daily thing. It's either a quick power hour where I can still track off all the things, or a little bit longer of a power. It's like 2 hours and 10 minutes if I want to do 30 minutes of each activity as opposed to like 10 and 15 and things like that. So income producing or mood producing. Like, I don't know if that's like a saying, but I'm coining it right now. For the mamas out there, get up early. Get up early. And so I'm going to throw some PD at you. A couple things. One, if you're having a hard time with productivity, eat that frog. Eat that frog teaches you that the thing that you're scared of the most, so probably something with your tracker, is what you do immediately. Because what we do as humans, and specifically as coaches, is that we think, oh, I'm gonna like clean up, and then I'm gonna do this, and then, oh, my kids, we become noble, like we sacrifice nobly or something. There's like a phrase for this. It's like a noble sacrifice that, well, I couldn't get my work done because my children needed me. And that is important. And I am doing very, like, or I would be like, I have to write an IEP. No, girl, you needed to get up earlier and get your shit done before life took over. Like, stop being because then we feel less like shitty about it, because we're not like, oh, I didn't do work, but my kids really needed me, or my husband really needed attention. I do that shit all the time. Really, I was avoiding what I needed to do to have the most income producing activities done first. So that is what I suggest. Eat that frog. Also, the 5-second rule. The 5-second rule and Miracle Morning. I liked Miracle Morning. You could probably just like read a synopsis and it would be like pretty powerful. I loved the 5-second rule about like just getting up and doing it and taking action. And then if you're someone who struggles with like how to tell a story, or, you know, like kind of, I want to say like you're writing, because like, girl, just put it down and put it up. Like, just write it and put it, because not one post is going to convince someone to become a coach. It will be many over time. And even if you write a well, beautiful, thought out post, just like I do a well, beautiful, thought out team call, you take 1 or 2 phrases that stick out to you. So when you write a post, there are 1 or 2 phrases that stick out to them. So stop hanging up on every single word. However, if you would like to work on perfecting your craft, seriously, Stories That Stick was really great. Stories That Stick was very, very good. I have the audio and the hard copy. I'm trying to do that more.
I'm halfway through right now.
So good, yeah. And Megan is crushing her posts. She is doing the things. And then also, don't forget that on your stories, you're telling a story. Like it's a visual story of what's going on in your life. You don't always have to say, holy shit, I'm so stressed. You can just show that. You know what I mean? Like, or when I really copied Shayna, who does this, when she does those TikToks where she's like in bed and then she like does her head and then she like comes back and she's like drinking her Energize and then she does that. You don't need to explain with words that she's tired, she drinks her Energize, and she crushes a workout. Like, it's evident. So if you feel like sometimes like you're talking a lot, like you're like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm just explaining this, or like I already told this story, switch it up. Tell your story with emotion, or with this, you know, with your Instagram stories, and you just have to keep going. And I'm going to say it again, is that you're going to tell the same stories over and over and over for the next, you know what I mean? Like, I plan to be a coach till I die. So for the next forever life. And that's okay, because I'm going to have different perspectives of my story. You know what I mean? And then I just keep telling it over and over and over. But if you're like, oh, I didn't love how I told it, the person who's hearing it for the first time will be just grateful that they got to hear your story. So anyways, but my graphic one there. Any other questions? Everyone feeling okay? I did not take a breath that entire 45 minutes. Everyone's so good? Okay. East Coast, it's late, obviously super late, but I want to, oh, that's what it is. Tomorrow I have going up in the team page to like a how do you feel as a coach? Like do a post about how coaching makes you feel. Like, do you feel like motivated, or do you feel like that, like seriously, like warm? You can use descriptive words like I feel warm and I feel accepted and I feel like I have friends and I feel like whatever. So that is the, I don't want to tell you like homework, but practice telling your story about how you feel in any way, shape, or form you want to do that. There is no perfect, there is no right or wrong, there is no this is the way to do it. It's you just telling your story in whatever way is your voice, and just posting that, and then we can go and love on each other's, because that's always nice. Because I will say it again, in case you didn't hear me, that when you do like certain coach posts, the least amount of people will say anything because they think like, oh my God, if I say something, she'll like invite me to be a coach. And of course, yes, we will. You're welcome. Yeah. And then also me giving what? You have to go pee-pee? She's naked. She's always naked, especially with the potty training. I would like to also challenge you to invite to coaching. And on the Success Club tracker, I think it would be important and valuable for your time and your tracking is to divide the box in half and have a number wherever you want, on the top and the bottom, or left corner and, you know, bottom right, of how many people you're inviting to coaching every day and how many people you're inviting to challenge groups. Now that might shift depending on what you're doing each month, but honestly, your goal should be talking about both every single day, or having conversations going about things every single day so that the wheels are turning and you're not going into panic mode for Success Club at the end of the month, and you're not going into panic mode when you haven't signed the coaches you want or whatever. Does that make sense? Everyone feel good? Okay, some of you look like I stressed you out.